Today we're going to be focusing on the hips and the adductors. We're going to start the practice in butterfly pose. From your seat, you're going to take the soles of the feet together. You can draw the heels as close or as far away from the pelvis as you feel comfortable with. You're going to reach back to physically grab your glutes and pull them back behind you to offer a little bit of a tilt in your pelvis. From here, you're going to soften out through the shoulders, hinge forward, and just allow yourself to kind of release into a little hip opener. If you want to use a prop, say a bolster, you can always stick it in front in any direction that you feel like serves you, and you can use this to support yourself as well. Now take a nice slow deep breath in and sigh. Now let yourself just kind of sink into the pose. Find a little bit more surrender than effort. If you have this instinct to pull yourself through, think just more like soften. Now, if you're finding that there's a lot of tension in your low back specifically, try and lift the spine just a touch more. Think stick the seated bones back behind you, like you're literally trying to just stick your butt back, and then drop out through the shoulders. Think heart lifts a little bit. Some of it is coming from rounding. When you try and get your body closer to the legs, you're going to find that you lose the natural curve in your lumbar, and that's going to create some tension in your low back. So think pull up just a touch, lengthen through the spine. Think hinge at the hips rather than curving your spine. Take just one more breath here. And then you're going to start to press your way back up. You can even use the core a little bit for support for your back. And then you're just going to take the legs, straighten them out, give them a little shake out. We're going to make our way through into swan. So you can just kind of cross the ankles, roll through into a downward facing dog. And we're going to go swan on the right side. If you want a little bit of extra time in your down dog, take as much time as you'd like. And then your right knee is going to draw towards the right wrist, and you're going to rest down onto the shin. Take the back knee, walk it just a little further back behind you, and then you're going to drop down onto the elbows. Again, you can hold yourself up from the forearms. You can even take a prop. This is one of my favorite ways to use the bolster. Put it at an angle, and you can rest your chest onto this guy. Take one more breath in this pose, and then you're going to start to press your way back up onto the palms and up and back into your downward facing dog. Walk the feet out a little bit, encourage that blood to flow back into that right leg. Take a deep breath in and sigh. Beautiful. Let's switch sides. If you need more time in down dog, take as much time as you'd like. Left leg forward into your swan. Setting yourself up in whatever way is going to serve you. We're going to hang out here for 2 minutes. Take just one more breath here. And then this time you're going to press your way back up onto the palms. You're going to roll your way over towards the left hip and swing your legs around to come onto your seat. You're going to turn sideways on your mat and we're going to go into a dragonfly. This is one of my favorites. You're going to take the legs out nice and wide. It doesn't really matter how wide. Oh, did you hear that? That was a hip hop. That's a good one. Okay, you're going to stay in this position. You're going to reach back for the muscles of the glutes again, and you're going to pull them back. Again, you want to encourage that tiny little pelvic tilt forward so that if you decide to lean forward, your spine has a little bit more space to do so, less pressure in the low back, more target towards what we're actually aiming for. Again, you can always use a prop for this if you want to. I'm a big fan of gradually getting into dragonfly pose, and so I always love to put a prop in front of me even if I don't feel like I need it. So you can either sit nice and tall, you can even take the hands behind the back, push the heart forward, and you're gonna find again more target through the inner thighs and the hamstrings. You can stay here, or if you have the space, you're gonna start to hinge forward at the hips. This is where the prop can come in really handy if you wanna, again, just start at a higher space. Find that there's a softness through the shoulders. Try and resist the urge to round through the spine too much if you can help it. So again, think seated bones go back, heart lifts up and forward. And the inner thighs can be pretty spicy to get into. They're pretty stubborn muscles. So if you find that what you're doing is perfect, you're content, just stay here. If you do want to go a little bit further, you can either try and take your props a little further away from you, so you have to lean a touch further forward to get to them, or you can just get rid of them and allow yourself just to get closer down towards the ground. Smaller props, it doesn't matter how you want to do this. You're just looking for a little bit more pressure. More pressure only serves you if it actually serves you. So if you find that going deeper is not going to serve you, then there's no point. Take just 2 more breaths here. And then again, just using your core for support, you're going to start to press your way back up. Lean just slightly back onto the hips. You're going to take your hands to the pits of the knees and you're going to walk the legs back in with the help of your hands. Now you're just going to butterfly the knees, encourage a little bit of extra blood flow again. Last big pose, we're going to go into one of my faves, which is frog. To do this guy, you're going to actually fold your mat in half, give your knees a little bit of extra padding. Trust me when I say they will appreciate it. From here, you're going to roll onto your knees. You're going to take the knees onto the extra padding, and then you're going to walk your knees as far apart as they're willing to go. We're going to start off in tadpole. You're going to sink those hips back towards the heels, and then again, dropping down onto the elbows. Now, if you find that this one doesn't work, you can always go into frog early, just holding frog instead of warming up through tadpole. There's really no wrong answer. Whatever serves you is what's going to serve you. Now again, you can just stay in this variation of this pose, just hang out here. Otherwise, you're gonna start to walk your way through into frog. You're gonna walk your elbows forward. Allow this to be a position where your hips are now over top of your knees, or in line with your knees. You're gonna release the feet to line up with the knees, and you're gonna flex the feet so that they're pointing towards the side. Now it's common that you wanna kind of release into the back, let the belly just drop, but that can create a lot of stress in your low back, which can be unnecessary stress. So you're just gonna gently pull the core up, just really subtly to support the low back. And then you're just gonna allow yourself to hold here. If you wanna get extra spicy, you're gonna take the knees and just subtly push them a little further apart. You'd be amazed at what a millimeter of difference will do in frog. Take just one more breath here. It's not really like a super graceful way to get out of this, so you're just gonna walk your feet towards each other. Walk yourself back up onto the palms and then just kind of slowly drag the knees in towards each other and unravel. From here, you're just gonna find a comfortable seat. Take the palms to the center of the heart. Take a slow, deep breath in and sigh. Do that one more time. Slow, deep breath in through the bottom of the belly and sigh. Inhale, sweep those arms up towards the sky, get nice and tall. And as you exhale, you're gonna twist towards the right. You can take one hand behind your back, the other across to the opposite knee, and just gently pull the heart towards the side. Try and soften out through the shoulders, and then try and lengthen out a little bit more through the spine, almost like you're being pulled up through the top of the head. Next time you inhale, come back to center, lengthen through the spine, and twist left. Nice. The next time you inhale, sweep all the way back up to center. Exhale, bring the palms to the center of the heart. Slow, deep breath in through the nose. And sigh. Thank you guys so much for coming to share your practice with me and coming to your mat. I hope you enjoyed this and have a beautiful day. Namaste.